An anonymous post on Reddit has alleged that top NXT star Velveteen Dream sent explicit photos to people under the age of 18. Velveteen Dream, whose real name is Patrick Clark Jr., has since denied the allegations on Twitter. Here's what we know so far. The original post on Squared Circle has been removed by moderators as it violated Reddit's global rule about leaked, not safe for work content. It has been shared widely on Twitter though, where you can read the initial accusation. Titled Velveteen Dream Hacked, the original poster alleged that NXT wrestler posted on his Instagram story that his DMs were open, leading to them and Dream talking privately. The post then accuses Clark Jr. of sending my friends and I messages of a sexual nature, later editing the post to clarify they are 17 years old and their friends are 15 and 16. The original poster alleges this came from a phone number with a Washington area code, where Clark Jr. is from. It was sent by his verified Instagram account, and that the picture is believable, including the alleged explicit photo, which has the head cropped out, meaning it does not confirm anyone's identity. The poster then claims Dream's account blocked them after they wouldn't send him an uncensored nude pic back. As their original post was picked up more on Reddit, they added an edit saying they were now really worried about all this and asked for advice over whether they should take this to the police. The poster writes that they hope this is just a case of Clark Jr.'s social media being hacked, while people on Twitter doubted the accusation's authenticity, saying the Instagram verified tick in the screenshots appeared photoshopped. Seemingly in reply to these, a clip was posted later on, showing more of the alleged conversation, including a voice note asking, "What school do you go to?" which the poster claims is Dream's. The accusation had picked up so much momentum on Twitter that Clark Jr. denied them in a statement on his official Velveteen Dream account. "Be assured I did not communicate inappropriately with anyone. A private photo of mine was shared without my consent or knowledge, and I am working with a third party to look into this matter." NXT is currently building to Velveteen Dream challenging Adam Cole for the promotion's top title. This is still very early in a developing situation, with WWE themselves not having commented. Make sure to keep checking WrestleTalk.com for updates. But whatever happens with those new allegations, the ever rigorous Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful has uncovered another recent controversy around the Velveteen Dream. Sapp writes that while researching a different story, which you'd assume is yesterday's allegations, Fightful was sent an affidavit for an arrest warrant for Patrick Clark, also known as WWE's Velveteen Dream. But the situation was later deemed not suitable for prosecution. Fightful claims that on the 30th of November last year, a man named Edgar Rodriguez reported a criminal mischief to Orlando Police Department, stating that he parked his 2015 Infiniti QX70 on North Magnolia Avenue. When he returned to the vehicle, he found his driver's side window smashed, and the incident was caught on the building's surveillance footage. The footage featured a black man in a pink shirt and dark-coloured pants approaching the vehicle and motioning as if he was smashing the window before riding off in a blue Ford Mustang. On December 18th, Rodriguez contacted an officer saying he saw the same man in the same car in his parking garage. The man was identified as Velveteen Dream after a December 29th police lineup, and the Mustang's license plate showed it was registered to Clark, who is Dream. The damage was stated to equal $1,800 according to the warrant affidavit. A warrant was then issued for Clark's arrest with a bail of $1,000, but then on February 11th, that warrant was recalled, undersigned by the assistant state attorney, saying that from further investigation, it is the opinion of the writer that this case is not suitable for prosecution and that this action is taken to clear the records. No specific reason was cited for the change. Over the last few weeks, the state of Florida and WWE have been increasingly entwined in controversy. Initially, state officials were trying to shut down WWE's TV tapings as they violated stay-at-home orders. orders. But then suddenly, coincidentally, the same day Linda McMahon's political fundraising organization America First Action pledged almost $20 million to the state, Florida deemed her family business of wrestling an essential service, allowing WWE to continue with their live taping schedule. Palm Beach County State Attorney Dave Arenberg sarcastically theorized to ESPN that he's sure that had nothing to do with the fact that the McMahon family is very tight with the Trumps. The Wrestling Observer newsletter is reporting that conspiracy theory goes beyond Arenberg, as there is a belief that the state allowing WWE to continue running as an essential business also had to do with getting the 2022 WrestleMania in Tampa's Raymond James Stadium, as was originally planned for this year. WrestleManias can bring in tens of millions of dollars to the local economy. But despite initially seeming like they'd do the responsible thing and not run live shows until stay-at-home orders are lifted, AEW are going to exploit the same arguably reckless Florida loophole. While these plans might change depending on how the spread of Steve Corino is contained, Dave Meltzer writes that AEW's intention right now is to start broadcasting Dynamite live from the 6th of May from Daly's Place in Jacksonville. This will be to push feuds for their next big pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, on May 23rd, which will also likely air from Daly's Place. Apparently, AEW expects to have twice as much talent available for the shows, and many have started to go into quarantine ahead of the tapings. WWE, in contrast, actually broadcast their last live SmackDown for 2 weeks last night, with the promotion now set to bulk record TV in fortnightly batches. And here's what happened in that episode in about 4. Don't mock me with your tiny dancing thumbs, Chopper! Who's got 2 thumbs up and likes to thumbs up? This guy, I guess. Support WrestleTalk and get your guy this shirt from WrestleTalkmerch.com using the link in the video description below. Thanks for your support on Patreon. Stay down, Derek Graves. The show opened with Big E and Kofi Kingston celebrating their 8th tag team title win last week, with Kofi putting over Big E for being the one to do it. Big E heel turn confirmed. All the tag team divisions standing in a row interrupted them, with the Forgotten Sons standing tall after the consequent brawl. King Corbin qualified for the Climb the Corporate Ladder match by defeating Drew Gulak next, thanks to Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro beating up Daniel Bryan at ringside. Corbin, Nakamura and Cesaro all stood in the ring together afterwards to say, "Oh my god, no it can't be. No one can escape the ball of King Corbin's Midgard Vortex!" Sheamus squashed Daniel Vidot before part 3 of Hardy's mini-documentary series focusing on his incredible return at WrestleMania 33. Oh hi there, Matt Hardy. I wonder what he's up to these days. Then the Lucha House Party shockingly beat Miz and Morrison, with Gran Metalik pinning the Miz. They're really pushing Miz as the weak link of the team, with him losing the tag titles last week and losing again here. Perhaps the Hackers tag team split tease is Miz and Morrison, but still Big E heel turn confirmed. In another Climb the Corporate Ladder match qualifier, Lacey Evans beat Sasha Banks with a women's right after Bayley tried to help Banks win the match, but arguably ended up costing her it. Tamina then superkicked Bayley to end the segment, because that's the more immediate feud right now, even though it's rather uninteresting. A cool video package displayed the history between Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt ahead of their Blue Universal Championship match at Climb the Corporate Ladder in the Bank, where interestingly they're advertising Bray Wyatt for the match and not the Fiend. The last time they did this was when Mr. Rogers Bray fought The Miz at TLC last year, but that was because Wyatt had no history with him. That approach doesn't make so much sense with Bray and Strowman though. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross retained their women's tag titles against the Franken team of Carmella and Dana Brooke next, where Bliss and Cross debuted their new tag team finisher, the modified 3D with a DDT instead of a cutter. And the main event segment saw Triple H celebrate his 25th anniversary with WWE, also known as the Roast of Triple H. This segment was overly long and self-indulgent, but it did have its moments, like security taking Triple H's water bottle to stop him from spitting it out, jokes from Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair FaceTiming in and then FaceTiming in again just to cry some more, and video packages showing things like how much Triple H has lost at WrestleMania. Plus there was a rare appearance from Mr. Brody Lee parody, Vince McMahon himself. McMahon isn't what he once was though, and came across rather rambly. The show ended with him him kicking them out and turning the lights off as the sound of crickets played, to which Shawn remarked to Triple H, "Story of your career." This was fun and light-hearted, but it probably shouldn't have main evented the show. So that was SmackDown. Let me know what you thought of the show in the comments down below, because I'll be replying to people from out of quarantine. And give your rating by pressing the I above my head. This was yet another solid building show for Climb the Corporate Ladder in the bank, with more qualifying matches and the tag division being effectively fleshed out. This SmackDown gets a high smack bang in the middle. Free wrestling stuff alert! Thanks to the wonderful people at WrestleCrate. If you go to wrestlecrate.co.uk and use the promo code WrestleTalk, you'll get 3 photograph portraits inside your first box when you take out a subscription, including one from me and Luke. I'm so sorry about that. WrestleCrate is a monthly mystery box full of loads of wrestling goodies, which has items from the biggest promotions in wrestling. The brand new episode of The Fiend Explained is now live on Parts Unknown. Watch Laurie's deep dive into Bray Wyatt's genius by clicking the video on the right. And what next for WWE 2K? Find out in our latest WrestleTalk podcast by clicking the video below that. Get your thumbs up t-shirt by clicking the link in the video description below too, and keep checking WrestleTalk.com for the latest wrestling news. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was wrestling.